We bought a car.
What a difference.
We bought a 2007 Subaru Forester XT off Marketplace with grand plans to create our own DIY project car, but with a twist. We've covered a lot of ground so far in this series and getting very close to the final touches. This is the Mad Garage all-terrain coffee delivery service, the Gravel Expresso.
We've succeeded in turning a good Forester into a great Forester, but now it is time to turn it into the Gravel Expresso.
We've had a lot of fun shopping for all the bits we're going to use to make this go off-road in style. With the fresh paint sparkling and imperfections repaired, it was time to get onto some of the mechanical upgrades. To increase the off-road capability of the Gravel Expresso, and also it really looks the part, we've got a 2-inch lift kit to put in this thing. So we have the spacers here that will go at the top of the suspension. Also for the frailing arms, we have these spacers so we can keep all the geometry the same. We'll of course have to wheel alignment once we do it. And then we've picked up these camber bolts as well. So we can adjust that wheel alignment, make sure that it drives straight, looks after the tyres, but also looks pretty mean as well.
These wheels came from a very well-known internet auction site for a very reasonable price, but when we saw them first, they looked quite different. They were rusty, they'd had a tough life. They are from a first-generation Subaru Forester, so keeping it in brand and on the model, but we have given them a good sand back to get rid of all the rust spots, and we've given them a good coating with satin, high durability paint, and 1 coat of clear over the top. So I think they look the absolute business.
Cool, so that's the top mount in there that the spacer will go on the bottom of to give us 2 inches. Dan tells me that's a lot, but I'm not quite sure. Fitting a lift kit requires removing the suspension to fit the lift spacers, and whilst this job can definitely be achieved at home, it does require a bit of elbow grease and ideally 2 people. This kit came with a comprehensive set of instructions, which is really important to follow to make sure everything is not just fitted correctly, but the other components, the uprights, hubs, arms, brakes and cables aren't damaged in the process. Lever bars can also be your friend here. Once everything is in place, there are also specific torque settings for each of the nut and bolts, and you'll need 2 torque wrenches to do this. One that can achieve lower torques around 20 Newton meters, as well as a big one that can go up to 100 Newton meters, or whatever the kit recommends. And how good do those wheels look? Lift kit done, and it was on to the next accessory, a set of spotties. While spotlights might not be on the original Gravel Express, we think they're absolutely necessary to pull off the look we're going for.
Proper solder joints here. Lots of different connectors you can buy, but there's nothing better than a proper solder joint.
Supercheap Auto stock a huge range of lighting options and also the off-the-shelf wiring kits to make life easy. Yeah, with love.
Yeah.
With lots of love, not much talent, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
To mount the lights, we used a strengthened nudge bar attached to the front bumper support to give us a sturdy but minimalist look. They look hella good. With plenty of daylight still to be had, we cracked on with the next jobs. The Forester came with roof racks, but we wanted to add the perfect practical and aesthetic accessory, so we fitted this cargo basket. Easy to fit and super versatile. We're going to fit our spare wheel up here because, as you will soon see, we've got some plans for that boot space. Meanwhile, Dan can't get enough of wiring with one more detail we just had to add. You might be wondering what on earth I'm doing here, and that's a very valid question. With the spare wheel now on the roof, we needed to strengthen the boot floor, and look, it wasn't the prettiest solution, but it worked. Is it really a turbo if you don't have a boost gauge?
The one that we have is has a red needle, white numbers, and a silver bezel and a black background. And that's exactly what the Subaru Forester gauges have. So it literally looks like it's been made for it. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Boot floor strengthened, it was time to make space for what will be the Gravel Expresso's trademark feature, the coffee delivery of course, starting with fitting this drawer and slide to act as our storage and bench facility. There is something that feels so wrong about drilling through a perfectly good boot floor, but also satisfying, and I have to say it turned out better than I expected. It completely matches the carpet in the car. The next job is to get the power from the battery to the boot to run all of our gourmet accessories. We also wanted to make it look as factory as possible, with a few Easter eggs in there too. It's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, so now we're going to screw that onto there, and then put that trim down, and then we'll have a nice backing plate to bolt to. This backing plate will support the power adapter unit with 12-volt accessory sockets, USBs and Anderson outlets, as well as the portable solar blanket unit. And you wouldn't even know it was there. Both these units fitted really neatly onto the seat, kind of like they were always meant for that spot.
This unit runs off the 12-volt battery under the bonnet, which is up there, and we need the power here. So this handy kit brings it all down to the back of the car and connects up with the fuse and an Anderson plug on the end, which I'm going to pop on now. Conveniently, there's a little spot that a tool doesn't live in anymore, but the wires can live in there really nicely. And I've also cunningly put some cables down under the carpet from our 12-volt power supply here, and they meet at this point under the boot floor. Nice and neatly done. And now it's time to connect up under the bonnet. Did all in nicely, tidy and safe.
And now to fit all the toys. In here will go the thermocooler, kettle, portable solar blanket, cutlery, air fryer, yes that's right, and of course, the coffee machine. Now we're looking more like it. Next time, it's time to get this car on or off-road. After a good clean, cut and polish and a much needed interior detail, we head out for our first test day. Can we get the tick of approval from the Supercheap team? And can we survive a day of off-roading in the heat?